What's going on, guys? Isaiah or SlashBuddy24 here. Today, bringing you another trophy guide in Abzu. Today, I'll be going over the Zen Master trophy. And for this trophy, you need to find all of the meditation statues in the game. There are 12 of them. So it's going to be a bit of a longer video today, but I'm going to have some timestamps in the description box below. If you're just looking for a specific statue, if you want to save yourself some valuable minutes, feel free to just check the description box. I'll have all the timestamps there for every statue. But we're going to start out here with our first statue. It was the same statue as I used in my last trophy guide for Abzu, which was the Food Chain trophy. It's right in one of the first sections of the game with all this greenery around. It's pretty hard to miss, so you probably got this one during your playthrough of the game if you have already done that. But that is your first statue. Our second statue is right here in this area. It's the first time you perform sort of the, I guess, healing ritual, where you go into this little different dimension and then interact with this ball. And then a bunch of plants and fish will show up. After you do that for the first time, a door will open off there in the distance, and you'll spawn up right here in this position. What you're going to want to do right from there is just swim up and to your right, and then you can kind of see there out in the distance on a bit of a higher ledge will be our second statue. Statue number 3 is going to be right after the section that takes you through the current with all the different types of fish and whatnot. After you go through that, it's a pretty long section, but you're going to come up here in this sort of pink area with a bunch of cool rock formations around. If you just swim around the big rock in the center of the area, you'll find here just to your left is statue number 3. Moving on now with statue number 4. That's going to be right after the second time you perform the little healing ritual, I guess is what we're going to be calling it. You're going to have a bunch of whales show up, along with a bunch of pink seaweed. And then once again a door opening up in the distance. So after you perform that little ritual for the second time, you're going to show up here right in this spot. And then right from there, you can just swim directly to your left, then sort of on the same plane or at the same depth as where you start. That will be right over there to your left is statue number 4. I'm going to be kind of going slowly through a lot of these statues, just so you can kind of get an idea of where they are, because a couple of them can be sort of hard to find with all the fish and plants scattered around. This one, not going to be hard to find. It's right after you swim through a little building. They're going to have a very large school of fish out here in the open water. Directly below the school of fish, on top of a little rock tower here, is going to be statue number 5. That one's obviously a bit easier than the earlier ones that I've done. Moving on now to statue number 6. This is one of the ones I was talking about. You're going to come up here on this very scenic, nice looking, I have to say, golden kind of area. Right when you get to the entrance of the golden area, what you're going to want to do is swim up and then a little bit to your left. And then you can kind of see there out in the distance once again, out on a higher ledge is our 6th statue. I would also like to reiterate that this is a very beautiful game. It only takes you about 2 hours to beat, and it's the free game for PS Plus for the month of May. So if you have a PlayStation 4, this game is free. It's quite a nice little indie game, and if you have a chance to play through it, you definitely should. So we're halfway done here. Now on to statue number 7. That's going to be in the area during the 3rd time you perform the healing ritual. You'll have another classic door opening cutscene, and then if you swim a bit more up this time, and then to your left, you will have found our 7th statue. So we're 2/3 of the way there, just about. Now moving on to statue number 8. That's going to be in this section where you swim through sort of a large underwater building, and you have to activate all these different sort of fountains and pools. If you keep following this water stream right until the end of the building, where you have a little exit there off to the left, right tucked away here in the corner on your right is a pretty easy statue to find, and that is our 8th statue so far. Moving on now here to statue number 9. It's going to be directly right after you finish the little part where you swim beside the blue whales. You're going to start coming up here on those blinking triangular mine things. And then if you just stay a bit to your left and avoid the blinking triangular mines, because they do explode, you'll have here, just sitting out on a ledge, is our 9th statue. Now moving on to statue number 10. It's going to be in this part of the game, a bit after that last statue, where you have to swim really, really far down to the bottom of the ocean floor. You'll have a couple Kraken in the area here, which is another trophy in the game. So if you haven't gotten that Kraken trophy yet, be sure to do that. But just pretty much out in the open here, but at the bottom of the seafloor will be statue number 10. So just 2 more statues to go. On to now statue number 11. It's right after the part where you get to this big sort of underwater city area towards the end of the game. You're going to do the first little part where you have to jump off of a cliff into the water below, and then just swim through these little pillars and buildings. And then out here on top of a sort of staircase thing will be statue number 11. So now we're on to our 12th and final statue of this trophy guide. It's going to be right here in the sort of second half of the underwater city section, where you make this big jump off of a platform into the water below. Immediately after you make the big jump into the water below, you just want to kind of stick to your slight right, and then just head out in a straight line towards the little waterfall out there in the background. And then sitting here, just to the side of this sort of circle of different looking statues, will be our 12th and final statue of this trophy guide. And once you meditate on that statue, you will have unlocked the Zen Master Trophy. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hoped that this trophy guide helped you find all of those meditation statues for Abzu. If it helped you out at all, be sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, thanks for watching.